So what if prosperity wasn't just about having more money in the bank? What if it was a whole system for building a life that feels, well, radiant, a life filled with peace, health, and just genuine abundance? That's what we're diving into today. We're breaking down the dynamic laws of prosperity 2.0, taking that timeless wisdom and giving it a much-needed update for the world we live in right now.
And it really all kicks off with this idea from Catherine Ponder, which is pretty mind-bending when you first hear it. The shocking truth is that it's right for you to be prosperous. It flips the script on that old idea that wanting more is somehow greedy or wrong. What if it's actually your most natural state of being? So the very first step here is to totally reframe what we even mean by prosperity. We've got to move beyond just thinking about financial wealth. The source material asks us to see it as this holistic state, a mix of peace, health, plenty, and real joy. And here's the key. This isn't something you have to go out and earn. The whole idea is that it's your inherent birthright.
Okay, so if that's our new definition, where do we possibly start? Well, the whole system is built on one core foundation. Your inner world literally creates your outer world. So let's dive into how that actually works.
This brings us to what's called the law of radiation and attraction. And it's beautifully simple, really. Whatever you put out there, in your thoughts, in the words you speak, in your actions, is exactly what you attract back into your life. Prosperous thinking, prosperous talk, prosperous actions, those are the seeds for a prosperous reality.
Now, here is where this classic idea gets a huge modern upgrade. Originally, this law was based on anecdotes, like stories of salespeople who just radiated positivity and got results. But today, this principle is on steroids. It's amplified by social media algorithms that literally feed you content based on the vibe you're putting out. And we can even track it with AI sentiment tools that analyze the emotional tone of our words.
And you can see this in action everywhere. Think about how Elon Musk's posts radiate a certain vision and attract massive investment. Or think about biohacking apps that track things like your heart rate variability, which is basically a measure of your internal energy state. We even see it in neuroscience with mirror neurons, these brain cells that make us feel what others feel, creating this web of reciprocal goodwill. It's fascinating.
So if that mindset is the foundation, how do you actually start building on it? How do you put it into practice? Well, that brings us to the action framework, a step-by-step process for actually activating all this abundance.
The process is broken down into 4 key laws. First up, you have to create a vacuum. That's all about clearing out the old stuff to make energetic space for the new. Then you get creative by physically writing down your goals to really lock them into your subconscious. Third, you image it. You visualize your success so vividly it feels real. And finally, you command it, using powerful affirmations to really cement that belief.
Let's just zoom in on that first step for a second. The modern version of the vacuum law is so much more than just cleaning out your closet. In today's world, it's about a digital declutter. We're talking about clearing out your inbox, curating your social media, and just actively quieting all that mental noise so new opportunities have a place to land.
And what about step 3, the imaging law? This is where technology has really caught up. We're not just talking about daydreaming. We're talking about using virtual reality to create these immersive vision boards where you can literally walk around inside your goals. And this isn't just wishful thinking, it's backed by science. Visualization activates the exact same parts of your brain as actually doing the thing.
That final step, commanding your reality, also has some serious scientific backing. Get this. Research shows that speaking specific abundance affirmations can actually trigger your brain's reward centers, leading to a measurable 20% increase in dopamine. That means your words can literally create a positive chemical shift inside you.
And once this whole process gets going, it creates this incredible feedback loop. The principle here is that whatever you praise and bless in your life just tends to expand. And we got the data to back it up. Just look at this. Studies show that a consistent gratitude practice can boost your overall happiness by up to 25%. You create this positive cycle that just keeps attracting more good stuff.
Okay, so you've got the mindset down. You've activated the flow. The big question is, how do you keep it going? How do you sustain it? This next part is all about weaving these principles into the 2 areas where we often feel the most lack, our work and our money.
This new approach completely reframes these huge parts of our lives. Work shifts from being just something you do for a paycheck to being a channel for your purpose and passion. Money stops being a source of stress that you have to hoard and instead becomes this energy that's meant to be circulated.
And financial independence? It's no longer some far-off retirement dream. It's something you can start claiming right now with modern tools like micro-investing and DeFi.
So, we've gone through the mindset, the action framework, and how to sustain the flow. Let's pull this all together and figure out what the big takeaway is here.
This really brings us to the most important question, right? It's one thing to understand these laws in theory, but how in the world do you actually build this system for yourself when you're surrounded by constant digital noise and economic anxiety? How do you make this real?
The answer is you use modern tools to support these timeless principles. You build a practical toolkit. For the creative law, use an AI-powered journal. For the imaging law, try a VR vision board. To monitor your energy for the radiation law, you've got biofeedback wearables. For circulation and creating that vacuum, you can use automated crypto tithing and digital decluttering apps. The technology finally exists to make this whole system practical.
And that brings us right here to the final thought. The big idea is that prosperity isn't some big mystery or a secret kept for a chosen few. It's a system. It has clear, actionable laws, just like a machine. So the only question left is, which part of the system will you turn on first? What's the one gear you're going to decide to turn this week?